pull up, pull up.
Welcome back to Hangar 079. We're going to do a new project here today with me, with you, with all of us. I've played through, at this point, 3 of Reflected's campaigns, and I just, you know, I'm a big World War II. Okay, so apparently there's a thing that happens when an American white male turns 40-something, suddenly they go deep into World War II for some reason. I did that. I did that way before it was uncool. I just gotta say, I grew up watching. You know, my dad would put on like, you know, old tapes. You know the colorized ones with the gun camera footage of the Thunderbolts and Lightnings and Mustangs and P-30. Thunderbolts, Mustangs. Is it P-40? There's a video. It's like the 4 bigger. You know. Anyway, any tape I could find from Member Walden books. All those. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. They do. Oh, this is gonna be the intro. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I've kind of skimmed through the training missions for the Thunderbolt. I don't know how to fly it really, so I've flown 2 P-51 campaigns, Spitfire campaign. No, 3 if you count the challenge campaign. I beat that some time ago. I kind of got the general idea of how the Thunderbolt works. It's a lot more complicated, a little more hands-on than the Mustang or the Spit, especially the Spit. But like, what do you get back out of it? Well, it's awesome. An amazing piece of engineering. If you haven't watched Greg's Airplanes and Automobiles, you should do that, and especially the P-47 playlist. It's like, oh shit, what an amazing airplane. Definitely underappreciated, I think. So always had kind of a soft spot for the Jug. I'm a Mustang guy at heart for sure, but this is so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do the Wolfpack campaign. I'm gonna post all of my attempts at it. I'm gonna be totally brutally honest. I'm gonna screw it up, and all my failures, my frustrations with me doing that, you're gonna get all that shit. So it's not gonna be like, oh, only posting, when I succeed, which is usually what I do, because it's like, well, you don't want to watch me like suck. So I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna it's gonna be long. It's gonna be brutal. We're gonna learn a lot together, and this is gonna be the intro mission. And I will shut up, and you can just watch the cool cinematic. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be mission intro, and then I'll follow it with mission 1. Stand bizzle. Yeah, so I'll talk. I plan to talk all kinds of shit about aviation and fill your brain with useless. If I have to suffer with so much useless knowledge, you do too. I'm bringing you down with me. So let's do this.
Here you go.
Hey, Colonel, the new replacement pilot is here.
Good to have you here, Lieutenant. Welcome to the 56 Fighter Group. My name's Colonel Zemke.
Your crew chief, Sergeant Kowalski, is going to show you around. Hey, Sarge, come on over here. Sarge, hop in and show the lieutenant to his ship, will you?
Sir.
You don't see a lot of colonels carrying rifles, as I understand it, depending on the service. And yeah, I know why they did that. DCS limitations, I guess. Also, did you take note? 19-year-old second lieutenant. Like, what?
Welcome to the 56, sir. Where do you come? From Milwaukee, Wisconsin. How about you? Born and raised in New York, sir. But I have an aunt in Janesville. Oh, look, the boys are back. Look at that. Magnificent sight, isn't it? They went to fighter shopping today. They raided it in, saying they bagged at least a dozen Jerry fighters.
Yeah, 820 is a pretty cool damn bird. Yeah,
Look,
but,
there's 3 more. Hey, how many hours do you have in the job, sir?
not like 20 minutes.
I've lost about 30 back in the States, but I haven't flown in a month. Don't worry, you'll be doing plenty of flying here. I hear we're going back the day after tomorrow.
If you ever had the pleasure of seeing a P-47 up close, you really need to be next to it to just see how freaking massive they are. Picture doesn't really do it justice.
This is your ship, sir. Well, it's mine. You'll be flying it. She's brand new. She's pretty. How good are you with the brush, Sergeant? I'm all right, sir.
I would like you to paint Big Bad Wolf on the nose and name her Miller's Mayhem. Can you do that for me?
Absolutely, sir. I'll have it done by the morning.
Efficient.
Thank you.
Now show me where I can drop all my stuff. I've got some paperwork to do.
Okay, intro. So we're gonna pick up, and I'm just gonna kind of muddle through it, and we'll see how that's gonna go predictably. So that's actually how I got, believe it or not, I got way better at flying the Mustang when I had to, because these campaigns forced me to do that. So here's, I'll show you just to kind of look back. This was the first one I first World War II campaign I completed, and it went thusly. And you'll see where I screw up here. No, actually I didn't. Yeah, that one, yeah, okay. 13 kills, 31 on the ground. This one I did not do so well in. There's one mission in here, spoiler alert, shit's brutal. And then this one I just had bad luck repeatedly and I got frustrated. I think. Yeah, so what happened here, you know, you don't really care, but some of it was my fault and some of it was just like the power got shut off, or like I got a phone call I had to take care of, and I, like 6 attempts at that mission, I was like, you know what, I think I'm just moving on. So that's what I did. I got the majority of the experience in, at least. So anyway, let's do this. How did I do it? Big show? Well, moderately okay. I had to skip one because I was getting my ass kicked. This mission here, mission 6, you can see 2 attempts, and these are just the ones that got logged. The other ones, like, I just got frustrated. and I failed that one the first time, and then got a hole in my radiator, and then I was able to. I just like 20 minutes ago, just completed that. What a good show that is. And then I'll be doing these Epsom. I want to do Charnwood. I own Charnwood, but I don't have whatever. You guys don't care. I own the P-47, and what I really want to experience is its awesome high altitude performance. It was Blue Nose Bastards where I was really like, oh, that's how you fly the Mustang. You fly it up high, you do boom and zoom, you use a team, and I think those tactics are going to carry over pretty well to the Jug. So, yeah, if all you've done is fly low-level stuff, medium-level stuff, or PvP online at 15,000 and below, like solo, you are not. First off, you're not flying how it was historically, but second, you're not. So it's like, so it looks like the 109K, is just dominated everything in the Spitfire, because 1v1, that's how it would go. And like if I was 1v1, I'll hop in the Spit, but if it's 2v2, 4v4, or there's an actual mission and it's up high and there's objectives and shit like that, as is reality, that's when the Mustang really shines. Like I felt like I was clubbing baby seals up there. It's just like they can't touch you. They don't have power. You can just run rings, literally run rings around even the 109K. And the Dora. And the Anton up there is just like, and you just club it. And that's why I had such a high kill count in Blue Nose Bastards. It's just like, what are you guys? You guys are, and I severely damaged a lot more than I got credit for. Anyway, yeah, I was like, oh, I was disappointed in not DCS, but in the Mustang. I'm like, this is a legendary fighter. What's going on? What's wrong with me? Why can I not make it kick ass? It's because, well, most DCS scenarios aren't historically how it was flown and where it really did well. So I think that's going to be the case here with the 47. So mission 1, we're gonna. It's like RAF airfield, grass airfield, right? So we're probably gonna taxi out here and take off this way. Ramrod. So we got the fighter group on A. Bomber, are we escorting bombers? Alright. Okay. Red 4, which kind of sucks. Flying formation with AI, brutality. Alright, so we're gonna fly. Are we doing Detling east-northeast to Rendezvous Point, and southeast to whatever French town this is I cannot pronounce, and then we will return. Nestle slow. That's alright, good to go. Got a pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna read this aloud, so I'm just gonna let the voice actors do their job. Because, they don't get enough credit, those voice actors don't. Speaking of which, I got some lines to record. Yeah, you'll hear me in DCS soon, but I'll let the actual campaign creator. Well, I mean, it's probably out of the bag already, but I will let the actual people do put in the work, do those announcements and stuff. Halstead Red 4, element lead is HVK, element lead, so that's going to be, yeah, so HVK is going to be the guy I'm going to, DCS, AI is notorious for erratic flying. You don't say. Yes, sometimes they do crazy shit. I'll try to do what I can on that. What was that, 29 point, anyway. Alright, so I haven't started up the P-47 for like a week, and I've only done that like maybe twice. So bear with me. This is gonna be a learning experience, and I may fail, and it may fail for like after 3 hours of freaking flying at 25,000 feet, But that's just how it goes. And we're gonna learn together. Yeah. So I'm kind of excited about this because first off, I haven't been posting any YouTube videos lately, and certainly nothing DCS wise. So this will be kind of a walkthrough, I muddle through it. So if you want to learn the P-47, not only how to operate it, but how to fly it, tactically or whatever, then this might be a chance for both of us to learn some shits. All right, briefing.
Gentlemen, 2 days ago we had a field day over Friedrichshafen. 11 enemy aircraft destroyed, 1 damaged, and 5 probables. The 8th Air Force Command was damn satisfied with their work. You'll be happy to learn that today we're going back. B Group will take off at 15:20 hours, regroup over the field at 3,000 feet, then set course to the rendezvous point at 15:30 hours. The group's call sign is Ashland. We'll pick up the big friends just off Ramsgate at 15:40 hours, then cross the enemy coastline near Calais. The code word is ha ha ha. We'll escort them past the River Somme, where the 359th will relieve us. On the way back, we drop down and look for any stray Luftwaffe aircraft, trains, trucks, or anything of military value. Make sure you empty your pockets and carry nothing but your dog tags. We expect a heavy and determined opposition, just like 2 days ago. As usual, absolute radio discipline is mandatory. No useless chit-chat, call out bandits in a calm and collected manner. Otherwise, stay off the frequency unless you are in trouble. Any questions? Dismissed.
All right, so I'm just checking my bindings. You saw what I did here with the throttle here. So this is new to me as a P-47 guy, you know, as you can latch it's not automatic on or off. The blower, well, we'll discuss that in flight. So I'm gonna put that back here. Got prop RPM, my mixture lever is right here. I'm just going over my HOTAS bindings here. Okay, we're gonna put this onto main. We are going to, do we have drop tanks? We have a belly tank. All right, so actually we're gonna put this on the belly tizzle, and I think takeoff is neutral in the 47. I'm gonna turn on guns and camera already, so I don't forget. I've got these bound to the HOTAS as well. All right, so we got battery. That is, I know I have that bound. I know I do. Hang on 1 second. All right, let's go over some bindings. It's a learning experience. It's not all going to be super exciting and guns and blowing shit up, right? All right, so we got interconnect boost. Okay, so this is, so the throttle and the boost lever, if you're a noob like me, you probably want to just like bind them together. And if you get them close to each other and hit this button, they'll stick. And so what I'm looking for is my cowl flaps. There's my flaps. Okay, cowl flaps. Gun sight range, just like in the Mustang, it's on my throttle. Push to talk. Flaps up, flaps down. You know, I've got, that's redundant. I'm gonna have to change that. I'm gonna change that to, okay, you don't care. Cowl flaps, there we go. Open and close. Okay, that's what I want. We're going to open them.
Clear prop.
What was our radio freak? I think it was 65th. We're going to go on 56 Alpha. Tail wheel lock, that's a good one to know. Locked, unlocked. Okay, alright, so we're just going to do this. We're going to, wait, energize. And we're going to wait 15 seconds. Oh wait, I didn't prime it, nor do I have the,
Clear prop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mags on, battery on. All right, so let's energize for 15 seconds, and then we're gonna engage it, and then I'm gonna mash the oops. Kind of awkward. I got like my arms crossed it. Alright, we have a startup. Alright, cowl flaps, we're going to keep those open so we don't overheat. And now we're going to warm up the engine.
Sir. Whenever you're not too busy shooting Messerschmitts and you find yourself bored up there, just switch to channel C. I have a little surprise for you.
God, I love that
Thank
shit.
you, Sergeant. Will do.
Thanks, buddy. We have a generator we need to turn on. I'm running my battery down as we speak. P2. Low dilute. Guns, brightness. Let's crank that up a little bit so I can actually see what I'm shooting at. All right. Do we have a K-14 in this? We do not. All right. So that's going to be, that'll be fun. Oh, that's nice. All right. So from what I can understand, well, let's just shut our, I'll quit my, my app in here. So we don't have a K-14. That's unfortunate. That's okay. What I noticed in my practice runs. It's hard to see over the nose of this shit anyway, so lead shots are kind of alright, as close as can it be. So, you all know the scene I'm talking about, which is Empire of the Sun. You know the scene I'm about to mention. Where Jim just totally freaks out and like, you know what? I'll talk about that at a later time because right now we are. I'm gonna go with auto lean, prop at max RPM. It's got a parking brake like the Mustang does, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, so a lot in common with the Mustang. You fellow Mustang dudes will find a lot. A lot of familiar stuff in the 47. This cockpit's laid out a little different. A few things. It is. I would say from like just a what controls does it have perspective. It's probably got twice the amount of shit the Mustang does. You got cowl flaps. You actually have to manually control your boost on an axis. The mixture, it doesn't just have two settings. It's got like auto lean, auto rich. I'm just gonna keep it on lean. Fuel tanks, that's all the same. You got a bunch of circuit breakers the Mustang doesn't have. A lot of other controls. The flaps are not just like electric where you set it and forget it at the degrees you want. You have to like kind of mess with it. Landing gear. Compressibility flaps, we remember that. If you read Thunderbolt by Martin Caden, I recommend it, and he talks about this whole thing about how the P-38's your compressibility in a dive at high Mach numbers, it'll luck out your controls, and you don't really get authority back until you get down into it. It's fucking terrifying. Just, yeah. Alright, so we're going to warm up our cylinder head temp. Just alright, where's my RPM? Right here, 1000. Let's do the mag thing. Gonna watch for a little drop. Little drop. Back up. Little drop. Back up. Okay. I think I can turn off the battery at this point. Because I'm on generator. There we go. Okay. I think we're okay. I think we're about warm enough. Cylinder head temp. I would dilute the oil a little bit. You know, let's do that. See if that helps the oil pressure a little bit. Probably not. It's also really cold. My oil temp's like buried in the... Well, let's just hope that's not going to be a problem. Yeah, why is my fuel reading at? Ah, that's why. Guess we do need our battery on. Alright, I think I'm comfortable with this. Yeah, I mean, the engine's... Yeah, it's not really warm enough. Come on, let's... Yeah, we can do checks. Make sure these lights all work. Shit, while we're waiting. Signal lights, I'm not going to worry about those. Cockpit event. Tail wheel works different than the Mustang does. It's got a lock, but you know what? Let's just do this. These are open. All right, I need to check my cooler vines. Cowl flaps open and close. Thought I had. Ah, yes. intercooler and oil cooler, so we can actually regulate our if our oil is not warm enough, we can make it warmer by doing that. I think I'm okay. Let's I think I'm ready to rock, and let's just kind of go with it, huh? So kind of like the steering in this is going to be more like the what's it most like? Ground steering, I mean. Come on, buddy. Without you, I'm lost. There we go. It's differential braking, you know, with left and right. So it's a free castering tail wheel, and you just steer by tapping brakes for the direction you want to go in. But it does have also oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, that does make sense. I hadn't thought of that. That might be a good bind for the hose ass. Right, so differential braking. So, what it does have a locking tail wheel. It doesn't work like the Mustangs does, where you can you can use the rudder pedals to steer, I think, left and right 5 degrees in the Mustang with the tail wheel locked. This one just locks straight aft. So like you do that in your takeoff run. Once you're lined up, I'm liking that feature. That's pretty cool. Just lock it, and it'll keep it from fishtailing all over the runway until your rudder gets enough authority to keep you tracking. So so far, I'm proud that I was able to unduly proud, rather, that I was able to start this thing up without breaking it. Yet. I haven't broken it yet. But what would you say if I told you I haven't seen Evil Dead 2 yet? Actually, that's true. I'm way overdue for that movie. It's kind of a long taxi out here. Let's go back to the... Check my temps. Everything in blue, or at least not over the edge of the red. All right. It's going to take some minute to get some time in the air, checking those gauges to get used to them. Oh yeah, I do want to talk about that scene from Empire of the Sun. One, because it's one of my favorite scenes in any movie ever, where the Mustang strafe the runway and Jim's just like, what the heck? He just overloaded with awesomeness. Actually, not just awesomeness, like just the craziness. Can you imagine growing up in wartime like that? Like as a kid in a prison camp, a Japanese prison camp for fuck's sake, a work camp. You ever been to a Turkish prison? Oh god, so it's a double feed? Alright, are we gonna do a zipper merge here? Like what's the deal? What's the deal? You know, I'm just gonna take the active grass. They can have that. I will take off here. Alright, so I'm gonna get it rolled out a little bit. And I'm gonna lock that tail wheel, and we are gonna give it the juice. Oh! I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. This is I gotta say, this is Jesus Christ. So that's a technique that we learn and unique to flight school here in Florida. It's called skin of your teeth method. I'm giving it. Feels like it needs right rudder. I'm kicking in a lot in this. All right. One more check. How do I have rudder trim, elevator trim, aileron trim? Okay, gotcha. All right, let's pull back on RPM here. Don't want to fry the engine during form up. Well, ever really, but it would be especially embarrassing to do so now. Is that my element lead? Oh, look, it's DCS AI. See that P-47? Just zoom climb it up into. Oh my God, what is it? A Harrier? Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. Well, I can bitch about it or deal. Let's do the second thing. Also, if my belly tank's on, I can shut off my main, right? Let's do that a little experiment. Oh, apparently not. Alright, just fuel system test. It works! Alright, also let's close them cow flaps. Get some speed out of this beast. Alright, what else? I really like that slip indicator right under the gun sight. That is extremely useful. So from what I've read, and I haven't had much hands-on time with this bird, like, at all. Maybe 30 minutes total. I've lost a couple of dogfights. You know, I do not know how to fight this thing. But what was I saying? From what I can tell, it has a lot of really nice features, like a lot of just quality of life stuff, you know. Before they even had a word for that, at least until it was, you know, whatever. Fuck you. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, flaps, right. Kind of weird to be departing from our rendezvous point to the northeast. That's just weirdness. All right, so I'm at max rated power. Okay, so the issue with that is, what's our best climb speed? I'm gonna guess 160, 170, just like the Mustang. And I'm already following the time-honored tradition of getting way behind the AI flight. I think that's where I'm supposed to be right there. See that group of three? I think that's my spot. Interesting. I'm actually having to use aileron trim here. Alright, so now I'm going to start dialing some boost in. Increase manifold pressure. Right. That's how we're doing it. There we go. Oh. Interesting. So, if you knew what you're doing, it seems like that'd be pretty damn useful. I'm over boosted. Let's dial that back a little bit. Yeah, I want to keep it right about there. Very touchy. It doesn't seem like it's a linear thing, so I just barely nudged. See that little B there on the lower left? This is my lever. So I want to keep it right there, but it's kind of difficult to do. So one thing I understand, one thing you could do is you can open up your throttle until it doesn't do anything else. So you can disconnect. There's different ways to do this. I've heard. So I want to make sure my guns fire too. Yes, they do. Great. All right.
Ashland to track line. We're airborne. Track line to Ashland. Copy that. Proceed to the rendezvous point. The bomber should be on schedule.
That'll be a nice surprise.
Roger.
What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So you can just keep the throttle and boost levers linked together. I understand there's nothing wrong with that at all. But another way you can do, could be more efficient possibly, is to separate them and put the boost all the way to the bottom. And when you use your throttle as normal until you're wide open throttle and you can't add any more power, any more manifold pressure, then you start adding in some boost. That's what I'm doing here. Trying to. It's kind of almost working. Kick in the RPM, increase that a little bit more to the high end of green. Pull back on some boost a little bit. Don't want to fry my engine yet. All right, I think we've got a winner here. So I've given this thing a familiarization flight, I guess you could call it. And what a pleasant plane to fly. It's very, I get the impression that it's really predictable, like nice, it's steady, it doesn't do anything violent, at least not, not in the regimes I've flown it. Low speed, similar to the Corsair, which I've got a few minutes in, unfortunately, not too many. Low speed, oops. It's got a huge prop, and you don't want to do anything quick or abrupt with the throttle or the RPM lever because it'll just flip you over and you'll die. I don't like going slow in this thing. I had a near death experience in that. I was in the landing pattern and forgot it wasn't a Mustang or a Spit, and I gave it a good little kick of the throttle, and I was at like 110, I think, and I went a little inverted, and I crashed a little, and it destroyed the plane a little bit. Not too hard of a transition though, like, one thing I'd like to do is be able to raise the seat a little bit. Push in a little more boost. It really wants to jump up to 45 pounds. Oil, what temperature is that? It's running a little high over there. Let's open up the oil cooler. Put the intercooler in neutral because speed and stuff. Yeah, okay, looks about right. Trending this is a little different. It just feels funky. I just been flying Mustang and Spitfire, and it's just like, all right, you know, when you do that, you're like, come on, guys, wait up for me. I don't have a weightless P-47. Oh yeah, I tried to dogfight a Dora in this at like, I don't know, 5,000 feet. I don't recommend it. I mean, somebody who knows what they're doing might do well. You know, I was doing flat level turns. And I know better than that in this plane. Like, I know this is not an angles fighter. It never was, it's never gonna be. Like, that's not what you want to do in the jug. Like, so that's on me, you know. But, I really like that slip indicator in the gun sight. That is top notch. What was I gonna say? Ah, Cadillac of the Skies, right? So my impression, when you think about a Cadillac, you already know where I'm going with this, right? If we're talking about American cars, the Cadillac is the big monster. It is not a performance machine. It does have a giant engine, but that's only because it's a freaking monstrous car and weighs 3 or 4 times what it needs to do its damn job. I'm not gonna say Cadillac sucks. I've driven a couple, and they're really nice. So the deal is, they're really nice to ride in. They're nice drive. It's pleasant. It's docile. They don't accelerate or stop or turn, you know, unless you plan ahead. I mean, eventually you can get it going fast, sure. And I'm talking traditional Cadillac now. I'm sure there's newer, like, better shit, but like, you know, learning to drive on your grandma's old car and shit like that. That's the Cadillac I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But it's got all the bells and whistles. It's loaded with needless electronic devices and stuff that just makes things just nice. You know? Like back in the 80s, it was a big deal to have electric seat, you know, to raise and lower your seat. And oh look, it's the big friends. You know, recline the seat, and you might even have a seat warmer, and you have cruise control, and like, you know, a nice radio. And you know, in the 80s and 90s, that was kind of a bigger deal. Oh, CD player, man! If you had the CD player in the, even through the mid 90s in your car, you were like, yeah, that's fancy. My point, you see where I'm going. To me, this P-47 gets the impression, oh, look at all this really nice shit. All these extra bells and whistles. And it's a big, open, comfortable, like you just feel like you're drowning in this thing. It's just huge, lots of power, lots of space to move. You could probably walk around in here,
10 o'clock, 20,000.
grab a sandwich, probably has a refrigerator in here.
I'll give them a ring. Ashland aircraft, let's get in position.
You know, just, I'm glad they're meeting the bombers. That means they're gonna have to slow down or do some turns. Let me catch up on them. You know, they probably got a hot plate, you know, and a refrigerator, and some, you know, maybe even like a massage mechanism in the chair like that. It feels like this kind of plane, right? Like it's just, oh, it's cozy. It's got all the doodads. Plenty of power. It'll get fast eventually. Hard to stop. Yeah, so I'm saying P-47 is probably more accurately called the Cadillac of the Skies. The Mustang is called that because of Empire of the Sun. But like, the Mustang is not what I would call a Cadillac. That's more like a... what is the Mustang? The Mustang is the what of the skies, guys. Open question. I'm going to throw some words out. I'm going to just kind of guess. It might be the Mustang of the skies. No, I mean, it's better than that. Yeah, I'm not throwing shade on the Mustang. I've owned 2. That's why I'll never buy one again. I'm sure the newer ones are cool, but like, I don't know. It's... the Mustang out of the box, the P-51 Mustang out of the box was hot shit. You didn't really, it was just like, well, I don't know. P-51A was good up to 15,000 feet. After that, you need the Merlin and the 2-stage, 2-speed blower. So maybe it did need mods. Maybe it is the Mustang of the skies. Maybe that makes sense. Because, like, you got a pretty decent... Now, nope. Because the Mustang suspension has always sucked. Up until the... You know... Past the SN95, it started not sucking. But, like, the... You know what I'm talking about, right? SN95 and previous, the Mustang... I'm talking Ford Mustang now. Suspension... fucking horrible. Oh, let's do this. I need to check my binds for the radio. There we go. I'll shut up and we'll get back to that.
Allied planes from Britain, including our liberators, were over France again today. For this news and an interview with one of our fighting men from Texas, Admiral Radio takes you to CBS London. Richard C. Hottelet reporting.
The 8th Air Force has brought the Blitz to Berlin in daylight. And when I say Blitz, I don't mean only bombs. I mean our Lightning fighters, too. Day before yesterday, our P-38s penetrated deeper into enemy territory than any fighter has ever done. It's 1,200 miles round trip from England to Berlin. Lieutenant Colonel Jack S. Jenkins of Levelland, Texas, led the first formation of Lightnings to Berlin on Friday and went there with the bombers again yesterday. How did you feel on that first long flight, Colonel?
Well, cold mainly. We hit temperatures of 56 degrees below zero. And when you're that cold, you're really shivering. The old Lightning didn't seem to mind, though. She just purred along. It was more than 1,200 miles.
That's a Texan, all right.
We not only flew to Berlin on Friday, we flew around the city and went on further east and went south to Leipzig before we came home.
Must have done something terrific to the plane to give it that range.
Well, I'm not allowed to tell you what makes it tick, but for my money, it ticks better than any fighter plane in the world.
And you're the man to get the best out of it, Colonel. You've flown 31 missions in it, and you've shot down 2 Germans with a couple more probables. Did you have any trouble these last trips?
My gang had no trouble at all, except for the weather. Looks to me like we're top dog over Germany already. We still get trouble, sure, but our fighters can go pretty nearly anywhere they want. And our bombers are meeting a lot less fighter opposition, too. You know, we sit around that station now and then and talk about old times, 3 or 4 months ago. Like the Bremen show last November when we got hit by 300 Jerry fighters. That was a bad dream. Now it's a milk run. And when Bremen gets to be a milk run in 3 months, that's pretty good.
What's the reason?
Good point.
Well, there's one main reason.
Escort.
The bombers and the RAF are hitting the German aircraft industry so hard and so fast that they just don't have the planes to put up anymore. You watch and see. It won't be long before our losses to enemy fighters level out at a figure even lower than it is now. I'm not surprised. I've seen the beating their factories take. You should have seen the Gotha fighter plant that we bombed last week or so ago. Down below were the buildings and about 100 planes in a dispersal area. And our bombs hit. Wham!
Wham.
A couple of minutes, and when the smoke had blown away, there was nothing there. That was precision pinpoint bombing. Gotha was a plant like Lockheed. It was wiped out. You know, there have been a lot of communiques in this war that said one objective or another had been destroyed or annihilated or something, but you never seem to see any direct practical results. Now, flying over Germany, we see the direct results of our air offensive, and that's the payoff.
Thank you, Colonel Jack S. Jenkins. I return you now to New York.
There's a lot to cover in that. That was super damn cool. What a cool piece of history added in here, you know. That's why I keep coming back to this stuff, guys. Always more, always something you like. I've read like all the shit, not all the shit. There's always more to read, but you know, what I would like to know is why my high-speed mega turbocharged fighter aircraft is having trouble keeping up with the bombers. So in the Mustang, I would have no problem just freaking zooming past these guys, because I know how to fly it this one, I'm still figuring out how to get the best performance out of. I mean, I could do this. Let's see what we get. Okay. So, I'm probably not going to do a good job escorting bombers if I cannot catch them to shoot the German fighters off of their tail. So I gotta figure this shit out right quick. I do have water methanol injection. And also, how do I drop my belly tank? That is going to be good to know how to do. So the trick, bombing escort. Okay, so this is from my experience and see how are those guys going so damn fast over there? From Blue Nose Bastards, right? Found the trick was to get high and way above the bombers, fly kind of top cover, and that way when you see the Germans, you just nose down and you'll just take off like a rocket, you know, accelerate, because Mustangs are good at that. And then you boom and zoom. You make your run, pull up, re-engage. Yeah, laugh it up, fuzzball. I know I'm slow. So I got 2,000 horsepower, high performance monster, and I'm just putzing along at 210 miles per hour. Wondering how these guys are doing these zigzag shits.
We're getting some sporadic flak up here.
Wonder if that'll get me any extra speed. And if so, will it cost my durability of my aircraft? It's getting a little, yeah, I'm 10 miles per hour faster, that's something. I just don't want to blow anything apart. Gotta check those temps. So my squadron is over yonder. Yeah, so I'm thinking the P-47 is more correctly called the Cadillac of the skies than the P-51 is. Oh, and so if the P-47 is more rightly inheriting the Cadillac of the skies moniker or title. Damn, I lost a bomber. What would you call the Mustang? More like a Camaro, maybe? That's nicer than that. See, I'm tempted to go try and join in the formation here, but like, we all know how that's gonna go. Alright, let's figure out how to drop that bomb. Or the weapon release. Okay, so do I arm it like as if it was a bomb? That would have been good to know before I took off. Alright, Chuck's Guide. Let's see. Oh, I got a Tinder match. Aw. Yeah, okay, so dating sucks. I'm just throwing that out there. Fuel tanks. External fuel tank drop operation. Thanks, Chuck. early series, select the valve. You pull the valve that you want to drop on your this. I will have to pull my this right in front of you guys. I will pull that shit right in front of you. You'll get to see me do it. I'm gonna make you watch me pull my knob. He made me watch. He made me watch. I'm not making you do shit, guys. Stick around if you want, but like, you know, if you don't, I understand. And part of me doesn't want to get in the formation because it's AI, and I know they're going to be doing some bullshit, some hot bullshit. And I'm going to end up in a mid-air collision because they're going to want to teleport. And they will just zoom right into position. But if I'm in the ballpark, you know, I'm going to be pretty okay with that, I think. Temps are looking good. Nothing's cooking off. What's up, duders? But what's cool, you can feel it, right? Like even up in this thin air up here, we're at Angels 21.5, and I'm like, okay, well I've got power. If I want to jam the throttle forward, I would accelerate. Like it's not like in the well, actually the Mustang's the same way. Like it control, like it doesn't. I don't feel like the controls are mushy or touchy or anything like that. And I guess we'll find out if and when the action starts. But the controls feel super responsive and crisp, even in the thin air up here, and so does the engine. So that's awesome. I can see why I wouldn't want to. For a plane that dives so well, I'd be hesitant to actually do that because I don't want to lose this power and control advantage, you know. Like if there was an Anton up here, I feel like I'd probably just carve it up. I'm gonna call this good formation, good enough formation for now, because you know, they're gonna be making weaving turns up here, and I don't want to get broadsided by get my tail chopped off by.
Hello, this is Flying on, Black Queen. Under 4 stiff ahead. Slowly out of formation. Roger.
10 dudes. So, at some point, maybe in this mission, maybe later, I'm gonna go on a rant about.
Get out of there, boys.
Come on, guys, get out. I'm about to get triggered. I'm gonna trigger myself, and probably you guys too. Are you ready for it? I'm about to. The bomber will always get through. Yeah, you ready? Yeah, you're angry, aren't you? You are, rightly so. If you want to get even more pissed about that nonsense, go ye to Greg's YouTube channel and watch about the P-47, and empirically, this one I am flying right now could, with this belly tank and proper engine management, absolutely have reached, if not Berlin, then Schweinfurt. And those Black Thursday raids.
Actually, we have something building up over Houston. We can't give you definite information yet.
Would have had a.
Roger. We'll keep our eyes open.
Because so the bomber mafia was whole hog into that. Bomber will always pull through. They can go in daylight unescorted. Just put some guns on them. And if that's not enough, fly another bomber with some more guns on it next to him, and that'll protect him. It's like, yeah, no, dude, that's not how this shit works. It's like, you know, I'm using 20/20 hindsight, but I'm pissed about it because there's so much. Damn, man. I'm gonna let you guys carry that conversation to its natural conclusion out in your own heads. Or just watch Greg's channel, which you should be doing anyway. That's definitely a bright spot on the internet, I will say. Wow, did I actually catch up with them? I did. Let's drop some prop RPM and see if we can fly actual formation here for at least a minute. No. Yeah, I mean, just to me, logically, like, when has it ever been said in history, oh no, we're under attack, scramble the bombers to intercept? Bombers are not anti-air vehicles. We already have those. They're called fighters. You know what I mean? Or, you know, interceptors for intercepting. And this was designed as a high-altitude interceptor or escort fighter, right? So, the P-47 with belly tanks, which Republic Aviation was developing actively, specifically to solve this problem for the 8th Air Force in particular, I think, even though the Bomber Mafia didn't really want it. In fact, I think they went through efforts to sabotage the belly tank program. They're like, hey, we can do this, we can send them to you, and it'll help not only, you know, whatever. I think Lockheed did something similar for the 38. And they're like, oh, no, we're good. Just put some more guns on those bombers. We'll just keep sending them. And, like, the casualty rates are, like, 2/3. Just some crazy shit. And when you think about there's 10 dudes in each of these bombers, it's like, I don't know how, it's like, dude, come on. So when the Mustang comes in, it's like, oh, it's the first bomb fighter. I have said this, I don't know how many times, because it's the information I was given, until sort of recently, actually. You know, Mustang is the first fighter capable of, you know, escorting the bomber all the way to the target and back, you know, Berlin and shit. And, well, it turns out, no, that's not true. It was not the first one that was able to do that. It was the first one allowed to do that. So that gave the Bomber Mafia the convenient face saving at the cost of hundreds, thousands of, you know, their bomber crews' lives. Oh yeah, you know, the P-47 couldn't have done it, you know, because, you know, no range. It's like, no, the 47 could have done it, dude. Dudes. We have evidence, we have the proof of it. It's not, like, up for debate. Either the plane can do it or not. Like, there are P-47s flying now. Slap a belly tank on them bitches, and fly the route, see if it can do it. You know what I mean? Or, hey, look, DCS. Pretty damn accurate simulation of the P-47. So, can we do it? I'm tempted to run that test myself. You know, because RIP my frame rates. You know, because you know, I got that kind of time to just run, you know, ferry missions to. You know how. I guess the question is, how far was, what were the ranges of Schweinfurt and Berlin from bases in the UK? Well, I can get a map and measure that shit. They're not on the current maps. But we can pick a point at equal range, equal latitude, and fly some kind of profile similar to what they could have back then. At bomber-like speeds. It's using fuel-saving techniques and stuff like that with a belly tank.
Check your O2 masks, boys.
Mine's on good. Nice tight seal. You know, and see if it was possible. And you know, when you think about it, okay, so here's another thing too. This is some stuff to think about when you're doing your stupid stat sheet dogfights on the ED forums or on Hoggit or whatever, and you're like, oh, you know, this could do that and that could do that, and this was better, and you could shoot down all that. It's like, because you know, the fight doesn't happen on paper, right? Well, some of the fight does, as I was just describing, but like, you know, that has to do with procurement and you know, operational decisions and stuff like that. Yeah, but you know, once we're out here doing things, shit works or it doesn't. What was I gonna say? Oh, right. So an escort fighter. Escort, protect the bombers. Does that mean shoot down enemy fighters? Well, yes, if you can. But if you disperse them... If you damage them and they haul ass away, or if you are able to disrupt their formation, or keep them out of range, firing range, or whatever, and you have protected your bombers, and you have a mission success as the escort fighter. Right? Bomber's job is to blow shit up. Now, okay, so per that radio broadcast we just heard, right? We're talking about blowing up factories and why the fighters aren't coming up to meets in significant numbers anymore, and you know, like we're seeing the results of strategic bombing. Well, yes, but also there's more to it than that, as it turns out. Okay, so what's one thing you hear, and this is going to get kind of grisly, dudes, my dudes. One thing you hear, turbo lag. Oh, that's something. Hang on, my phone's buzzing. Another Tinder match. Boy, I'm going to be so popular. Russia just refloated the world's largest combat ship after a 26-year something, whatever, who cares? What was I saying? Oh yes, long-term war goals, air war goals, right? So, what's one thing you hear a lot about how, say, American pilots were trained and rotated through combat versus German ones? Well, the German pilots, it's not like, you know, you did 25, 75, whatever the magic number was, and went home. It's like, well, you're already home, right? So, like, what are you going to do? Well, keep flying until the war's over, or you are over. So, that's what happened. And, you know, it's kind of sickening to think about it this way, but in some cases, and in a lot of warfare is... You know, and I know just like this is just my Wikipedia level expertise here. I don't have any degrees or you know academic credentials in this area. It's just some shit I've been reading about since I was 8, I think, maybe more like 10 or 12. Right. So yeah, strategic bombing to strike aircraft factories and ball-bearing plants and oil refineries and things of value, right? That's a counter-value strike, I guess you could call it. You know, things that are strategically important. Engine factories, rail yards, things of value, the things that are worth defending, and that's a key point. Because if you just let them, it's kind of a lose-lose from the defender standpoint, right? Sort of. Because the Allies and the United States in particular, we just had a shitload more people than, well, I think kind of anybody else that we were fighting against at that time, right? And what that does, I mean, even if you just throw everybody at everybody all at once, I mean, it's a numbers game that kind of tends to go in the favor of the people with the country with more people. But what it does is it allows you to train more people in a safe location. Thank you, Atlantic Ocean. While the enemy does not have a chance to do that. And one of the best ways to train new people is by bringing the old ones home who actually have been there and done that and say, hey, look, this is how you do this. Which is what we did. So, German pilots apparently were some of the...
Roger, I've seen them.
Hang on. We'll get to this in a second.
Keep an eye on them. It may be the enemy.
Is that them out there? Yeah, alright. I don't like my current... Okay, so we're gonna do... What is this called? Belly hard porn... Have I been sucking no gas? Here I'm talking about the range of the P-47 and I've just run my gas dry? Well, that might have been a critical mistake. Did I need to turn that on to use the belly tank? Oh, hang on. I may have to dogfight with a, no, that's not, I may have to dogfight with a belly tank on. Because I don't know how else to get home with this amount of fuel. Oh, that's pretty shitty. Lesson learned. So I'm thinking, if I do this, because I'm gonna fail missions. You guys don't want to watch every failure again and again and again. I'm gonna have to do some editing. It's funny how like one little switch like that can make all the difference. Also, let's check this. Okay, so I actually am pretty far into it.
It looks like they're little friends.
That's good, because I don't really feel like dogfighting with a belly tank on.
Yes, they are P-47s. They've come to relieve us.
I am relieved. Right, attrition. So the German aces were maybe some of the best pilots in the sky at the time, right? Look at their kill. I mean, part of there's a few reasons why their kill scores are so high. It's like one, we just talked about it. They stayed in the war until the war was over, or they were over. Right? The other is they were just that good, and the other is, well, they're, you know, if you're not that shooting down on freaking B-17 is easy, but like, you know, they just keep coming. They just sit there, flying in a straight line. And if you got those cannons that can outrange the 50s, well, you know, it's brutality. This stuff. So, now you tell me which you would rather have. Which do you think is going to be the most effective? Considering even, let's assume even numbers here, which the war did not. But if you did, let's say you got a 12 on 12, and you've got 12 really damn good pilots, or you have 2 of the best in the world, or maybe 4 of the best in the world leading, you know, 8 or 10 of the greenest in the world, like right out of flight school, such as it was. You know, who do you think is going to come out on top? The first group would be where I put my money, right? So that's so you keep bringing your veterans home, train new people right out of the gate. They're going to be pretty damn good. They're going to have a lot of flight time. They're going to have pretty good, you know.
Action with the track line. For braking escort and RTB.
Imagine my relief, guys, because I am low on gas.
Where's that, Ashland?
And this is another example of how P-47s could have, you know, some they need not be the same P-47s that escort the bombers to the target. They can see how we did that rendezvous point, and then meet the bombers. So our flight out here was unnecessarily like not a straight line. Well, if you rendezvous, you can send another group of fighters out in a straight line, meet them and pick them up, hold their hands. Yeah, right. So are we going down on the deck to shoot shit up? That's what I want to know. Let's pull my prop RPM back a little bit. I get the impression that we're going to strafe things. So there's that part of it, and here's the grisly part, right? So by attacking things that would force the Luftwaffe to defend them, we drew them up, not just with bombers, but with fighter sweeps and stuff like that, right? So, the idea being to destroy the Luftwaffe so that we could actually invade. Similar to what Germany was trying to do in the Battle of Britain. They were attacking the RAF, like their bases and factories and whatever they could, until that accident took place, which was tragic, but also may have saved the RAF's ass. And we'll get back to that some other time. What was I talking about? Right, so if you want to destroy an air force, you can destroy its stuff, which are replaceable just by industry. Try to destroy the industry and displace it, disperse it. Make it harder for them to indust. Yeah, definitely. Like, you can't fight if you don't have machines to throw up in the air. But the thing you can't replace, the thing that took so long to build, the investment that the Luftwaffe had, that, you know, even before the war started, was experienced pilots, right? Who knew what they were doing. And you know, if they were gonna fly until they were dead, well, then that's what happened with a lot of them. And you know, it's a numbers game. Like, even if you're awesome, you're flying into dangerous situations time and time and time again. You know, even if you're putting that many hours into flying, even if you don't take any, you're not a combat loss, right? You see where I'm going with this. The you know, if you look at the casualty rates from World War II, it looks like in a lot of cases, attrition from non-combat accidents sometimes is even higher than loss of combat. So it's just a matter of time and probabilities and stuff like that. If you have a non-zero chance of death on any given combat mission from all factors, if you fly enough of them, your number's going to come up eventually. So it's some grisly shit, right? So that, you know, over time, it wasn't just enough to destroy machines. They had to act. This is where it gets nasty. The 8th Air Force had to kill Luftwaffe pilots, like, or, you know, turn them into casualties one way or the other. And that's just some nasty shit. So by challenging them with bombing raids and you know, fighter sweeps and so on, and just bring them up into the air, well, it's just a matter of time. And that's the disgusting part about the bomber will always pull through things. It's like, yeah, I see the point, what they're trying to do. But for each, you know, 3, 5, 10 fighters you shoot down, if we lose 3, 5, 10 bombers, even if it's 1-for-1 exchange machine-wise, like, our losses in personnel are 10 times greater. In airmen. I'm not counting what the bombers actually do on the ground, which I will tell you. If you watch my Blue Nose Bastards video montage, whatever you want to call it, you know, I was really happy to get that campaign. It's like, oh, I can finally do Mustang things over Europe, and you know, simulate as accurately as I can, like, you know, what I've been reading about so much in the precious few videos we have. You know, I just want to see, you know, do that. You know, how would I have done, right? Turns out, okay, not horrible, not great, but okay, so far. No, in real life, whatever. A lot of other, yeah. I'm not saying that, you know, whatever. Yeah. Poo on you. It's gonna be a long way home. I hope I have enough gas. Right, so my first bomber escort mission in Blue Nose Bastards. I think I got a video of this. It's like, yeah, I'm doing this. You know, I think I shot down a fighter or two, and you know, it's like, okay, I got my bombers. They're doing their job. They're, you know, I'm doing my job so they can do theirs and all that, and I'm just feeling pretty good about things. And it was a mission over France. I think it was a rail yard. And okay, so here's how I can do. A game is a game. It's not real. Unless.
This is Homestead, Red 3, Bandits, 1 o'clock. They're passing right below us. Houston Red, flight attacking. Let's go, boys.
Alright, well, I'll tell that story at some other time. I don't see these, are those drones? No, those are 47s. What the hell? No joy. Where are these fighters they're mixing up with? Like, I'm down to get into the mix. There's 4 of our guys, right? Okay, so there's another plane out there, which means one of these, at least, is Johnny German.
Good kill, good kill.
And of course, in combat or potential combat is when my track hour decides to nope out. Are you a 47 or a 190?
There he is, on your 3 o'clock. Hi.
And my SA is in the shitter. Alright. 4 planes. Let's kick in some rudder here. I mean, I'm in a good position. If that is, oh.
Good shot. He's going down.
Just like your mother did last night. Suck at your back. Okay. Well, I think heading for home is a good idea. So we'll just follow that cloud of planes up there. Wish I'd have seen them in time to actually do anything about it. Oh, right. So back to my first Blue Nose Bastards bomber escort mission, right? I'm like, yeah, they're doing it. They're, you know, gonna.
There's another 190 coming in from the north.
Really? That's so. Color me confused. Is that him right there? Yeah, okay. That's got to be it, that black dot. Alright. A little better awareness this time. Just coming high, left to right. See if I can turn in on him. I'm still keeping my belly tank, by the way. Oh, did he just turn his 6 toward me? Or is he coming head on? Okay, head on. That sucks. I was like, oh man, did he just decide to... Oh, this is even better. Oh, I love it. He can turn pretty well. Let's see if... Oh, come on guys, let me have this. Whoa, that I did not like. You know what? Maybe I'll just let you have this so that I don't die from midair. And I've got a lot of ammo on this guy, so. Do I get credit? Yes! One up, one down. All right. Pretty happy with that. Let's go home. I ain't got the gas for this shit.
I got him.
You! Excuse me. Excuse me. Alright.
How's the red flight joined up?
Uh-huh. So I'm just gonna save gas so I don't end up landing in one of these fields. I should probably go up higher, huh? Let's open up these muscle confusion. Oh my god. There we go. I am glad that the AI did not choose to give me a fist bump in the air there a second ago, because that would have been very unpheasant. So I think I've been sucking gas out of the belly tank. I think this is an important step. Turn the damn pylon on, so it's kind of like an F-16 in that way. You got to turn the pylons on. Who knew, right? I mean, read the freaking manual. Yes, I'm cheating on navigation. Whatever. So I'm going to try and climb up a little bit. To have some gliding distance if I run out of fuel. I'm already liking the firepower in the 47 and the freaking comparative high amount of bullets this thing has. That's okay. If I have a complaint about the Spit, it's a couple things. Number one complaint about the Spitfire is its ammo capacity. It's like, brrr, oh, you're dry. It's like, son of a bitch. So you have to be very precise. And like it's hard to aim in that thing. It's hard to shoot over the nose, so it's hard to do accurate lead shots unless you just practice a lot, which you should. But you see, it's like the whole point of a fighter is to shoot shit down, and there are reports of actual pilots, becoming an ace in one mission in the Spitfire. And like, how did they do that? It's one thing to get in a maneuvering position, but it's another to be accurate and have enough ammo to blow shit up when you're there. So that's been my biggest problem. I'm not horribly accurate with the Spitfire. Part of it is it's kind of twitchy around the center of the axis. You can put a curve, yes, I did. But even with that, it's still hard to kill shit. It's got effective weapons, but being efficient with the rounds you have in the magazines is critical. The other thing is it's hard to see over the nose. Okay, whatever. That's common with a lot of these birds. But and what else is about the spit? No other complaints. I love that thing. All right, so where's the green band on this bitch? Oh, it's way down there. Okay, so I can really crank this down. I could save some gas here. All right. Actually, I'm gonna cheat. Actually, no. Train. I'm gonna train. Chuck's guide. Engine settings. Engine power settings. Yeah, that's what I want. Cruise. 32 at 2150. Okay, so I'm way high here. All right, 32 at 21. Oh, I'm not that far off. Okay, so 32 pounds of, what did I say, 2150? 2250. I forgot what I read already. 2250. Oh, so I'm probably about at a good cruise setting right now. So hopefully there's not a lot of ground fire, and I can just be efficient and what have you. Put those in the newts. Now let's see if we can get home on this setting. Oh, again, Blue Nose Bastards campaign. First bombing escort mission over France, and I think it's a rail yard. And here's where it gets really fucked up, guys. War, like, you know, people, in fact, I'm glad we're having this conversation, this one-way conversation I am having at you. Because I think this stuff is super important, guys. Like, no shit, not joking. Like, we're doing this for fun. Because it is exciting and it's interesting. And is it fun to do dogfights and shoot people down when nobody dies? Absolutely. Would it be exciting to do so in real life? I'm told it is. But then, you've killed somebody. One of many in this war in particular. So, it's gonna brush up against politics, but like, at this point, it's kind of like, fuck it, it's time to say something, right? This war took place. How many millions of people died in World War II? And compared, and it, you know, you would say, oh, that's a lot of people. Of course, you know, people died in that big war, but like, the ratio of civilian to military deaths is extremely high, and a lot of those military folks were conscripts, depending on the country you're talking about. So, but it gets worse. Death camps, yes, they had those. And if you deny that, well, basically, fuck you. Oh, the Holocaust was, it's like, fuck you. It absolutely happened. And if you even consider that it didn't, you just go play a game of hide and go fuck yourself. You're an idiot. There's no other way to put it. It's a fucking copium, man. Like, if you in any way resemble the bad guy, well, stop doing that. Just fucking quit, man. Anyway, yeah, Nazis. I hate those guys. I really do. And we had the benefit of history now, right? We know better. In 2025, we fucking know better than to empathize with a horrible regime. So if you're like, oh, you know, they weren't actually, it's like, just shut the fuck up. They were that bad, actually. Now, rank and file, average, you know, Fairmax guy, like, was he a Kool-Aid drinking, you know, mustache wearing Nazi guy? Well, maybe, maybe not. But, I've got a lot to say about this, guys. A lot. Okay, so back to the case, you know. I was accurately, thanks to DCS and Eagle Dynamics and Reflected and et cetera, able to experience that escort mission. And when those bombers opened up the bomb bays and those bombs fell out, they just, it's like, it's one thing to watch it on a video, but it's another to be in an aircraft and be able to position yourself to get a good view of those bombs coming out and watching them fall all the way down. And then watching them hit the rail yard. And not just the rail yard, but fucking all around the rail yard. See my point here? That was not a mission over, you know, the totalitarian Nazi, you know, Germany of the time. That was over France, the country that you're fighting to. This one down here below us right now, the one we're fighting to liberate here, right? So, think about that shit. You know, you think the people on that railway, you think they might have just been, you know, they just got a ticket to go see grandma on that weekend? How many people do you think were like that? Was it all military, you know, freight trains? You know, were they flat cannons on flatbeds? Was it all tanks? Was it all, you know, troop carriers? There's no way to fucking know that. It's just it's a rail station with cars and people in it. All ages. Men, women, and children. Just fucking... Some of them were vaporized. Think about it. It's not just a game, guys. This actually happened several times, hundreds, thousands of times. For years on end. Right? Think about it. It's just fucking horrible. Like... You know, Warhawks and, you know, etc. I'm not talking about the airplane. I'm not talking about people who are like warmongers and bloodthirsty. Oh yeah, we should just go to war over whatever. It's like, yeah, fuck you, man. It's not okay. It's not to take away from dedication of the people who carry this out. Right? You do what you have to do. And I'm a guy, I tried to get into the military, and my shins disagreed with that decision by breaking. Or cracking, at least, not like breaking clean through. Stress fractures and stuff, right? Whatever. But I'm from a family that's like freaking a third, a half in the military, or retired, or casualties from, you know, our actions. So, I don't take that shit lightly. But if you're gonna put our people, expose them to what war does. Like, it needs to matter. You can't just do this for mere economic reasons or any of that shit. If we're gonna send our guys in, we need to be the freaking good guys. I'll, you know, die on that hill. Like, I want to look at this and be like, damn yeah, we're the good guys. We got your back. That's what we're here for. And I'd be very proud to be able to say that reliably. And when we do that, I am very proud, yes. Some serious shit, right? You didn't come here for that, did you? No, you wanted to see me, you know, strafe things and shoot down planes. Got one on my first mission in the 47. That's pretty not bad at low level. Anyway, yeah, so when I saw those bombs come out of the bombers, I got sick. No, I didn't like vomit, but I felt like it. I was like, oh God, that's not inspiring. That's fucking horrible. Look at all those people in France just killed, yes, but also maimed, burned, blown apart. Imagine a nice French family pushing a stroller and think that didn't happen again and again and again? Actually, it gets worse than that. Think about it this way. You've got occupied France, or even, say, a Focke-Wulf or Messerschmitt's factory in Germany even. They had conscripted forced labor, slave labor, of all kinds. It wasn't just the Holocaust. It wasn't just ethnic cleansing. It wasn't just the other horrible shit they did. No, they draft able-bodied French people, well, not exclusively French, but anybody they can get their hands on, to go work in a factory. Build your Focke-Wulf 190s, your Doras, your Antons, whatever, your Kurfürsts, your Emils, your Gustavs, your Panzers, your Tigers. And of course, the Allies, what do? Well, we gotta bomb that factory. think about how fucked up that is. Imagine yourself as a Frenchman, say, I don't know, just guess in your 30s or whatever. The Nazis come in, take over your whole damn country. Bad enough right there. That's as bad as the story should get. But no, they capture you, rip you away from your family, and force you to work in a factory, building planes to shoot down your allies so they can keep occupying your country. And you're like, I gotta build weapons for my enemies now? Motherfucker. Or however you say that in French. And then, while you're doing this, you don't want to, but it's this, or like they'll kill you or your family or whatever. You hear, and it's a fucking Liberator bombers dropping a payload over your head. So your own allies blow you up. And that's the last thing you hear and see. How fucked up is that? You think that didn't fucking happen? Yeah, so it's like 20%. Something like that. Some crazy high number you wouldn't think. I can't remember my actual data on this. Apologies. But a crazy high number of workers in Nazi aircraft or military factories were just forced labor from France, Poland, you know, you name it. And it's fucked up, man. And then we had to go bomb those factories. It's just, there's no good in this. And that, motherfuckers, is why, if your side is looking a little bit fashy, you're fucking wrong. And you need to really ask yourself some questions, honest ones, about what it is that's attracting you to that particular, let's say, political party. If it's looking a little fascist, that's too fucking fascist. You're on the wrong side. Full stop. Full stop. And that's all I'll say about that today. I'm sure I'll get into it more later. I would love to go strafe whatever those are. I'm low on gas. Oh man, they look pretty. If I do it. Alright. I'm in a fighter aircraft, not a fucking... Where'd they go? Alright. Where'd they go? There they are. Okay. Throttle up. So, why do I like these campaigns so much? Well, in part, you get to be the good guy and blow up fascists. Where'd those trucks go? If I start taking ground fire, I'm not doing this, but where'd they go? I lost visual, son of a... This is so suck! There they are, okay. Speaking of civilian casualties in the country you are trying to liberate, these trucks are going right through a quaint little town, and I will try to be accurate. You know, really, I wouldn't make this shot, but right now... NFL Blitz! Do I make another round? Another run? Fortune favors the bold, but it also favors people with fuel in their tank. And they're not shooting back. How much? Am I sucking from the gas? I think I'm pulling from the belly tank now. I think I'm safe fuel-wise, so I'm going to circle back around and make another, give it another go. These Nazis aren't going to kill themselves, unfortunately. Alright, I'll have to circle back around. There was a change in track IR or something where, like, when you look this way, instead of leaning in the direction you actually want to look, you have to lean in the other one. I don't know what caused that, or if there's a setting or something I screwed up, but some update changed my shit, and ever since then it's a pain in the butt to look over your shoulder. All right, where's my Target? Come on, little turds. You're bravely hiding. Come on, you little bastards. Wait, is that one over there? They were not that clever, these... Oh, wait. Wait, what's that? No, that's not a target. I may have to let him go because I can't freaking find him again. Freaking armored vehicles and I lost them. Or trucks at least. Alright, whatever. Let's just go home. I take pleasure in gutting you, boy, but... Yeah, so... serious topics, but hey, we're talking about freaking, the most significant events of the 20th century, perhaps. If you're watching this, chances are excellent that your grandparents took part in this somehow. And they probably didn't talk about it a whole lot, did they? A lot of reasons for that. One, to them, it was just what you did. If they had a different, I don't know, a little more I would say understated take on their pride in their service, that generation, right? I'm not disparaging anyone here, but here in the States, there is a kind of, I will call, I am a pro-military kind of guy. Like I said, military family, I tried to join myself. It's necessary, and it's costly to everyone who serves and their families. A lot of public service jobs with danger involved in them. Even just deployment. You know how stressful that shit is. You do. You probably do. You've got experience with this, right? A lot of us do. Second hand, third hand, whatever.
How's the red 2? How are your bills?
You talking to me? Not good.
About 23. Roger. I've got 2-0.
How do they have that much gas? What was I gonna say? It's one thing to support the military, or at least say you do. Fetishizing it is another thing entirely, right? Or trying to look like you're in the military when you never have been. That's fucking weird, dudes. Like, look, it says the guy in a fake P-47 simulating what it, you know, as closely as possible. See what I mean? But like, yes, this is fun. This is what I do for fun, a hobby. It's an interest, yes. But I guess I'm talking more about fashion at this point. Yeah, I went there. What? I have mixed thoughts on this. I think if you're wearing camouflage or anything that looks like it might be a military thing and you're not, like, doing something that justifies camouflage, it's kind of fucking weird. Just a little. And stuff that's like got military style iconography on it. I'm not throwing shade. Something like 9 Line Apparel, right? We all know 9-line. And we all know the 9-line brief, right? But like, it used to be just like flight sim nerds, like people who had dealt with close air support somehow, who knew what a 9-line anything was. You know, I gotta wonder how many people wearing 9-line gear know what that is from. I don't know, but it's a little weird on the jingoistic side, I gotta say. I'm a proud, very patriotic American, right? But to me, what that looks like is keeping ourselves honest, and not just on a personal level, but like our motivations in macro really need to be scrutinized. Our leadership absolutely scrutinized, especially within whatever your own party happens to be, your own affiliation, right? What I see a lot of people doing, and this is just a human nature thing, is being very critical of leadership on the opposing party. Oh, well, blah, 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 did this and this and this. And it's like, okay, well, gotcha. But are you know, that doesn't make any sense because it's a logical fallacy. Oh, really? Well, I hear you. You're right. But also, you don't have to look very far from within your own party before you find the same fallacies just running rampant. So, and being presented as facts and logic, it's like, no, guys, you can't have integrity and honesty if you do not hold yourself and your own party to the same standards you hold what you see as an opposing party do. Right? If you're going to say, oh, this is a logical fallacy, or this is nonsense, or this will create, you know, this many problems, or this will cost this much money, this much deaths, or whatever, this is bad for the economy, well then also, what's your side also doing or trying to do that would cause at least as much damage in the same respect? Follow the money, also. So, I'm going on a whole tangent about American politics, but I think these are, what I just said is something American politics in general needs badly. Some honest self-examination from both sides. And I wish I didn't have to say both sides. I would like to see a lot more than just like two parties that don't necessarily are not effective at representing or looking after the welfare and well-being of the population they are elected to take care of or represent or enable, or, you know, the public good, you know? You're a public servant when you're elected. But that's not how it go in reality. And that's not a new thing. Corruption and self-serving behavior in politics is it's older than the United States. It's not like this just happened, but my perception is that it's getting worse due to rampant misinformation. That's all of this subject. Rampant misinformation and I would call academic intellectual dishonesty. A lot of it. Anyway. I got a phone message here. What's going on? That's my cousins. They're great. We have it's important to have some people in your life. Could be friends, could be family, where you can just tell like the worst fucking jokes you can imagine. Have it be kind of like, okay, you know, it's for humor. You know, it's like within that bubble and that context of trying to like make each other laugh. It's not like, yo, I meant this shit. It's like, yo, I'm trying to fuck you up with this really inappropriate joke. I'm not going to tell any right here, but it's an important thing to be able to do, I would say. Man, it looks like my interpretation of that belly tank situation is pretty accurate, because I don't think my fuel has gone lower than whatever the hell that is for a while. So, we learned something today, didn't we? Yeah, so they just, I'm going to make up something hypothetical. I'm not talking about anybody specific right now, although I'm sure I will at some point. If you're like, oh, well, your politician took money from these businesses and blah, blah, they're in their pocket. It's like, okay, cool. You know what? Let's check that. Okay, hey, you're right. But your politician also is rampantly doing that. So how is it okay for you when it's not okay for me to do? A rule for me and not for thee, or the other way around, a rule for thee but not for me, is one of my personal yeah, I hate that shit. Nobody's consistent across the board. We all fail. We're not, not all of us are the person we want to be or aspire to be or wish we were, whatever. So a lot of times most of us will fall short at some point of our own ethics. Like, oh, I'm a good person, blah, blah, blah. But we all make mistakes. We all screw up to some degree, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about blatant, loudly saying you were going to be one thing and then go, blaming other people for something, and then turns out you're extremely guilty of the same thing yourself. And maybe projecting. A lot of that is what I would call, it's kind of like the behavior we experience with, so I'm dating now and it really sucks, but be wary, ye who listen, ye who have ears, heed my words. The significant other or dating partner or whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, or other, whatever you happen to call your person or people, as the case may be. And no, I wasn't kidding, you do you. If they're suspicious all the time that you're cheating on them or might cheat or your eyes wander or you're always looking for somebody else, they think you might be doing that, well, that's probably, it could be, there's a chance it's because they've been cheated on before and are wary of that. But more likely, it's because they're inclined to do so themselves and therefore suspect other people of being the same as they are. This is a very common thing where the people that are the most loudest, the most vociferous, the most acidy critics of the other side, oh, they're probably all a bunch of sickos. It's like, well, the guy who's really thinking a lot about other people's PPs and wee-wees, he's probably definitely into something that he's accusing you of doing. That's why it even occurs to him to accuse you of it. Most of us healthy, secure individuals aren't sitting around thinking about what other people are doing with other consenting adults. I don't give a shit. You do you. Your body, you do what you want with that shit. As long as everybody's on the same page, nobody's lying, nobody's deceitful, knock yourself out, have fun. Like, why it occurs to a lot of people to have the time to even think about and therefore be offended by other people's behaviors if it doesn't affect them, I cannot figure that shit out. I'm all over the place today. But on the bright side, it does look like unlikely to get back home on this tanks of gas. So it looks like I've got at least 50 gallons, at least, plus whatever's in my belly tank. Barrage balloons. Oh, side note. Yes, I said barrage balloons like an American would. And I keep a lot of stuff in my garage.
Ashland to track line. We are checking out. This is track line acknowledged.
I was able to identify, what's his name? I'm not a Doctor Who guy. I like Doctor Who, but I'm not like, I don't like have a freaking TARDIS bumper sticker or anything like that. I haven't watched all of it. I've watched a good chunk of it. Like, I enjoy it every time it's on. I'm like, oh, it's pretty damn good. I enjoy this. It's quirky. It's fun. It's dark as shit too. It's like a uniquely, enjoyably British sci-fi. Like, I really like it. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, what's his name? Jack Harkness, right? There's an episode, I think, where he's introduced, or at least introduced to me, I think. Something about going back to World War I, London, and there's the Zeppelin raids. And he says, he's presenting himself like, was he supposed to be an American or a Canadian? I can't remember. You Doctor Who fans are going to sick the Daleks on me or something for getting this wrong. But, he says barrage balloon or something like that. He said, oh, it's over there. It's over there on that barrage balloon. I was like, barrage? What's he talking about? Oh, barrage balloon. So like he said it. He's got an American style, American/Canadian kind of accent, but like he says barrage, and I was like, oh, that's not American. That he can't be. We don't say it like that. So then I looked it up, and I guess he's actually. I think he's actually British, but he's fake, doing a really good American accent. Like, I couldn't tell, but he says barrage, and I was like, oh, so anyway, there's just shit like that sometimes. It's not even the difference between like lift and elevator or torch and flashlight or any of that shit. It's like just it's a different syllable altogether. Or garage. I think, don't you guys say garage for the thing you put your car in? Attached to your house? What's up, Spitties? Speaking of Brits, how's it going? You guys are pretty rad. Like the cut of your jib. Also, yeah, oh, next campaign, probably going to be Beware, Beware. Okay, so I'm doing this out of order. What I really wanted to do was play this campaign. If you go to Reflected, issued this challenge on his channel. Something's World War II Survival Challenge or something like that. And to simulate an American pilot who volunteered for the Eagle squadrons and survived the entire war. So the challenge is without dying, like career challenge, right? So fly Beware, Beware first, and then I think this one, Wolfpack, and then either Debden Eagles, or I think Debden Eagles, or Blue Nose Bastards, or maybe Debden Eagles first, and then this, I can't remember. So if I do it out of order, does it still count? That's assuming I'm going to survive this campaign. Like, I don't know how to fly this plane. So, maybe it doesn't matter. Oh boy, I'm really not liking this fuel situation. I am going to try and get some altitude. And, you know, I am over England now. So you do get mission completion credit if you, if I quit now, it still counts as a success. But I don't want to be a cheeseball about this. I at least want to land somewhere. So if I can find an airfield to put down, I think I'm going to do that. Also, I've never landed this plane before. So we get to watch that fun process. If I go too high, everything's lost in the mist. Damn it, England! You so misty. Wait, what's that? Not an airfield. I would love to visit the UK someday, I gotta say. Like, half my favorite shit comes from there. Like, all my favorite, like, books and bands, like, half of them are from the UK. Especially bands, right? Like Zeppelin, Floyd, The Cure. What's that band? Depeche Mode? I think they do synths or something. I think they're from the UK as well. Yeah, I know they are. Yeah. Cream. Bush. Ladytron. Who else? If I go through my phone and just scroll through, you know, I think probably about a third are going to be like UK-based acts. I'm talking about musicians I listen to. Of course, like half the books we read in school are, you know, it's English lit. Okay. A lot of that too is because America hadn't been a thing as long, so we haven't had the amount of time to create as much cool shit yet. You know, and if we survive as a country, don't collapse, maybe we'll catch up at some point. Yeah, I wish I was joking. You know, it'll be fine. It's all fine. We're all fine here. No, thank you. How are you? Help me remember to open up the, cow flaps. I think I see the base over there. Let's cheat a little bit. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Back to Detling, are we? Wasn't that a stand-in for... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got enough gas to make it now. Okay, good. That was not... I don't like cutting it that close. Alright, so I think I've got the general feel of how the plane works. I'll just have to wing it and hope I don't bend the plane when I touch down. I've landed planes before, how hard can it be? I mean, I can land the Spitfire reasonably reliably. So how hard can it be to land the P-47 with this giant friggin' 12 or 14 foot paddle blade propeller, 2,000 horsepower radial engine with a crazy amount of torque that would flip the world upside down if it was just, you know. Anyway. Just have to be gentle with it. Yeah, you know, tell you what. You don't come here for serious shit, real world topics outside of flight simulation and aviation or whatever. You know what? I quit. I ran out of fucks a while ago. I'm just gonna talk about whatever the hell I want to. And if you're really after like the technical shit, historical facts, tactics, tutorials and stuff, as much as I do like to get into that stuff, there are other people that do it way better than I do. So, not that I really care too much about. I mean, I do care about my channel, but also like, it's at a point in history where let me put it on the auxiliary tank. I think no, how much? Which is more full or okay, main. I cannot keep up with my own YouTube channel, even with this like the kind of niche videos I've wanted to do for years or whatever. Right? I can hardly keep up with, like, I've flown the Corsair plenty, like, but I'm like, oh, I'll do a Corsair when it's Corsair tutorial when it's new, you know, while it's still fresh, and like, well, guess what? By the time I learn it to the point where I'm comfortable doing a tutorial, 18 other people have already they've already done that, right? I can't produce videos fast enough to keep up with even DCS. Even DCS development cycles are too fast for me to keep up with the material, right? So what does that tell you? It means I'm fucking busy and I don't get to do videos as much as I'd like to. I'll do like a Navy style approach here. It's like, well, what can I do? I can offer some suggestions on tactics and techniques and all that kind of stuff that, you know, doesn't age, you know, kind of maybe a little more timeless, I guess. Not time sensitive, rather. All right, drop that gear. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna, but like, my point, whatever I can put on YouTube, somebody else can do better and probably already has. So what can I do? Well, I can add my own commentary. That's something I can do that nobody else can, and I think I may go around because this does not feel good. Oh boy, I do not like being slow in this plane. Oh my god, this does not feel good. I'm okay. All right, I think we're okay. Wow. Okay. Oh man. Like I have an unsettling amount of right stick deflection, like right aileron dialed in. I'm like, oh shit, that's not good. All right, I think we're okay now. A little fast. Lock that tail wheel. Really fast, actually. Let's try not to break anything. Okay, way too fast. But I didn't run into anything. That was a lot of luck, I gotta say. Overshot the runway. Luckily there wasn't anything in the way. It was a way too fast. I wasn't watching my speed gauge, and just totally friggin'. What happened here? They having a barbecue or like something go wrong? Somebody else do what I almost did? I think I started over here by these dudes. Huh. I was wondering where my sock went. Okay, so successful mission. Out and back without any damage. One German fighter shot down. Hopefully he gives me credit for that. And I didn't run out of gas. I didn't break my P-47, which would be really embarrassing. I landed it, and when I said landed, I gave it air quotes. First mission, I'll call that pretty damn good. And I don't think I have enough space to go behind these dudes, so I'm just gonna do one of these. Okay. Electric. Cleaning the fuel out of the lines. There we go. Mags off. Close that thing. Kind of like to leave it how I found it. Boost up here. Battery off. Generator off.
How'd it go, sir?
Pretty good, actually. Got one. Do I get a radio reply on that? Do not. Oh, you know what I did forget? I didn't open up my cowl flaps, but it didn't burn, so... Alright! I'm pretty happy with that. I hope it gave me credit for my 190. Because I hit that thing pretty hard. Son of a bitch. Okay, I am pissed. That should have been a kill for me. You guys saw it, right? I filled that thing full of holes, and then it went down, and I... Just like your mother did. See? See, look! Kill! Score! 20! It's there! Show my victories! Oh, it did. It did. Okay, okay. False alarm. It's all good. I have murdered a Nazi, and I feel good about it. And you can quote me. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. And good hunting out there, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks!